like to focus a little bit of the spotlight on the post-secondary institutions, the tertiary sector. For the last year, there's been quite a spotlight on some of the issues related to payment and that type of thing. We would like to shift away from that and look at some of the positives over the course of the month. BCC, Erdiston, Samuel Jackman, Prescod, Polytechnic, and highlight some of the things that they're doing that are fairly innovative and responding to the needs of the private sector. BCC this year is launching, or has launched, a new bachelor's program in nursing and pharmacy, and these are two programs that responded to changes at both a regional and international level. The expectation was that the institution would step up to the plate, so to speak, and move their programs to a level that was commensurate with the trends and best practices in other parts of the world. Samuel Jackman Prescod Polytechnic is really leading the region, partnering with a Canadian institution, and has started training in photovoltaics and planning to move that training to a level 3 in terms of national vocational qualification levels next year. And I think this is very commendable for the institution, given that this is a priority for the larger government, and I think that the institution is responding. Erdiston is in the process of also developing new programs, upgrading programs with the help of external consultants, and I think that in the next 2-3 years, the tertiary sector and the post-secondary institutions will respond very favorably to the needs of Barbados and to the region. We have just committed almost $12 million through the Skills for the Future project to innovative and projects that are responding to relevance across manufacturing, special skills that are needed across industry in Barbados. So there are a lot of things happening quietly at our post-secondary institutions that we can be very proud of. And over the course of Education Month, we would like you to come out and see what's happening with those institutions. And we're giving you some special opportunities. I am going to speak to 2 events that will close the month on the 30th and the 31st. We're going to be embarking on the community marketplace, education marketplace, to showcase the post-secondary institutions, and we're joining hands with Q in the community. So on Saturday the 30th, 31st, Q in the community will be at the corner of Howells Cross Road and Government Hill, across the street from Community College, the parking lot for the Ministry of Education compound there, and we're going to be highlighting each of the post-secondary institutions, both private and government, the medical school, BIMAP, Vocational Training Board, Erdiston, BCC, SJPP, University of West Indies, to give a new public, so to speak. Q has a very unique public, a chance to interact with the institutions, ask questions, and get an understanding, perhaps for a granddaughter or son, questions about what's happening at the institutions, especially as it relates to what are they offering. And the following, I should say, prior to that, there are a number of activities that will go from today all the way down to the 29th. But we're going to close the month with a cricket match at the 3Ws Oval, which would involve a team from the Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation. And we will go up against another team comprising UWI, Barbados Community College, and Samuel Jackman Prescod Polytechnic. Some will say it's going to be youth versus, I don't want to say age, but youth versus experience. hopefully we can outthink the youngsters on the field. But it's a chance for all our staffs to come together in a very relaxing atmosphere and close out the month. That will be on the 31st.
Speak about is one involving secondary school children. We are allowing the secondary schools to come together and to share some of the positive things that are happening within the schools. So to this end, we are planning a seminar for the secondary school students on Tuesday, October the 13th at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Conference Center. This is an all-day seminar, and what we're doing, we are inviting 4th and 5th form students to come together to share some of these ideas. I find that nowadays we speak a lot about what is going wrong with education, but I think we need to give the youth, one of the main stakeholders, an opportunity to speak about some of the positives that are happening and how they think that we can chart education forward over the next 2 years. This is a brainchild of one of our secondary principals, and therefore we took that idea and we fashioned it into this all-day seminar. So it would be a 4th and a 5th former from each of our secondary schools, both private and public, that will be invited and accompanied by a teacher to this one-day seminar. So this is the first thing that we have for the youth. That's my first activity. The second activity, going with the theme for Education Month, part of the theme looks at exploring in education. And therefore, to this end, we have partnered with the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth. And what we're doing, we're looking at what the Barbados World Heritage Committee, what they're doing. And we have, therefore, organized a walking tour through a heritage tour through Bridgetown and a bus tour, so that we will allow our teachers, our parents, and all the persons interested to attend and explore and see what our heritage is about. So on the first one is going to be October the 11th, and we've chosen a Sunday, less traffic, less interference, to do that walking tour through historic Bridgetown. The tour will start at 3 p.m. It is free of cost, but obviously the first come, first served basis will have to be in place. We'll be sending the information out to the schools. We'll be having it on the GIS website and on our website, so that if you're interested on Sunday, October the 11th, to come out to Bridgetown, we'll be starting here at the Ministry of Education, and we'll be going through, guided by professional tour guides through historic Bridgetown. Also continuing with exploring, another Sunday, October the 25th, we'll be going on a bus tour, heritage bus tour to heritage sites. Again, these sites such as the historic Garrison, Newton Burial Ground, St. Nicholas Abbey, Morgan Lewis, Rock Hall Freedom Village, and again guided by professional tour guides. That, however, will not be free. There will be a cost attached to that, and we've made it very minimal. $40 for the bus tour and $10 for adults and $10 for children. So again, we're going to be sending that information out to all of the schools, having it on our website, so that anybody who's interested, again, first come, first serve, we will be going on that heritage bus tour, and I think that that will be a nice way for us to educate ourselves more as it relates to heritage.
The Ministry of Education is embarking on a 5K race on the 18th of October. That's a Sunday afternoon as well. We are hoping, well, let me just say that when we start this year, 2 songs from this year's Calypso competition come to mind. That is Ian Webster's song, All Inclusive, and Peter Ram's song, All of It. Because we have included the wheelchair people, we have included the blind, and any public person can come. All the schools are invited. So we are hoping that you come out, support, get fit on the way to doing the, sorry, let me read my script. Now, Mrs. Best told me that, told you all that I have a lot to say, and actually I really wanted to just show you the picture that tells us all. But join us in celebrating and register online for what we call Education Runs This Town. It's on Sunday the 18th of October at 4 p.m. It starts inside the Ministry of Education, Elsie Payne Complex, and the route goes down to St. Michael's Road, Wharf Road, onto Princess Alice Highway, turn, come up Lakes Folly, in front of the post office, onto Broad Street, across High Street, Roebuck Street, onto Halls Road, and finishes here. So each race is scheduled to start. We have a 3K that is directed towards the primary school children, and a 5K run for the general public, and a 5K walk that would be persons who are getting fit and the blind community. Right? So that's
exciting activities. The first is a storytelling event which we have dubbed Quick Crack. It's an evening of storytelling for all ages. It's going to be held on the lawns of Erdiston Teachers Training College. And storytelling is a very old but powerful medium educating. And we're going to be demonstrating stories in all their forms. We're going to be having stories in prose, stories in poetry, stories in dance and drama, stories in calypso, stories in jokes. So this is an evening for the whole family. We're inviting parents and grandparents to come out with the children and enjoy a wholesome, entertaining, and educational experience. We have storytellers such as Agent Green, DJ Simmons, David Ellis, George Francis, Janice Thompson, Dance in Africa, Jermaine Gittins, whose stage name I'm told is Hooper Dan, Deanne Kennedy, and one of our students at Erdiston, Wesley Gricker. The college will partner with the Barbados Association of Reading to make this event happen. So we want to encourage press to come out and to cover it. We want to encourage all Barbadians to come out and enjoy this very wholesome experience. The second activity which I want to share with you is the Education Parade and Route March. Earlier, Miss Beth spoke about bringing these celebrations to the people. I think in the past, our celebrations have been very parochial. We've kept them within the realm of education. But education is everybody's business. And so this event is designed to involve the public in the celebration of education and to remind them about the power of education and the fact that it is educational as well as where we are today. Now, what does this march involve? We have invited 10 students from every school in Barbados, private and the public. We've invited 10 students from every educational institution, tertiary institutions, University of West Indies, BIMAP, and so on. And we've also invited 2 teachers from each of these institutions. They're going to congregate in Queen's Park on the 23rd of October. And they're going to be marching from Queen's Park through Constitution Road, Bridge Street, Wharf Road, Pink Street, Prince Alfred Street, Lower Broad Street, Upper Broad Street, Hero Square, Marble Street, Palmetto Place, Roebuck Street, and Compton Street. And then the march will culminate right back here at Queen's Park. Now, the students, of course, will be wearing their uniforms, but in addition to the students in their uniforms, we have invited some uniform groups to accompany the march. So we have the Boy Scout, the Cadet Corps, Pathfinders, Wayne CD Drum Corps, Barbados Defense Force, Girl Guides. And what these uniform groups will do will help to maintain the rhythm and the form of the march. The Minister of Education will actually start the event with a short address in Queen's Park, and then after that address, then the participants will move on the march. On their return to Queen's Park, there will be a lunchtime concert. And again, we are showcasing the positive attributes of our young people, because we're going to be having some of our students perform at that lunchtime concert. So it's going to be a wonderful time of celebration. The students will be carrying placards, and these placards will speak to the power of education, the value of education. So it's going to be a wonderful time of celebration, a reflection, and really look at helping the public to appreciate the importance of education.